and welcome to the Curipod STAAR course. So, for those of you who haven't met me before, my name is Eirik, and I'm one of the co-founders of Curipod. And in this video, I hope to tell you a little bit about what we're going to go through in the STAAR course and what you can expect to learn. But first of all, I usually like to start with how it all started. And if you've done our other courses, you might have heard some of this story before, but this also speaks to why we are working with STAAR. So I usually start my story by saying that I was born with what I would call a Hermione reflex. That means if a teacher asked a question, my hand had a tendency to do this. I loved school. I had a great time. I got to experience the education system at its best. I just loved it. After school, I got a scholarship to move to Mozambique and work as a teacher there. And after a while, I came back to Norway, where I'm from, and I started studying economics, where I met this guy called Jens. And for those of you who haven't met him, he is my co-founder and the CEO of Curipod. And I got really amazed by Jens. He was one of the smartest people I've ever met. So I naturally started working a lot with him. And it paid off in the end. I'm very happy to be here in Curipod. But we worked together so closely for 3 years at university. And at the end of those years, he told me that he had actually originally dropped out of high school. And that came as a big surprise to me because growing up as this kid, I'd never known anyone dropping out of high school. And we started talking, and I learned that I was very curious kind of towards why he had dropped out. And he was what you would have called actively disengaged. We had a lot of long conversations, and after a while, we realized we both had a very strong passion for education. So by the end of our studies, we started to found Curipod. So what did we want to do with Curipod? Well, we wanted to create a tool to help with instructional. And the name Curipod, as some of you might have guessed, comes from curiosity. We wanted to create a tool that sparked curiosity in the classroom because we truly believe that curiosity is in the center of all learning. If you're curious, you pay attention. If you're curious, you show up in class. If you're curious, you engage. That was kind of our base stone. We wanted to have something that created curiosity among the students. And what we also wanted to do was create something that was classroom-paced. We founded Curipod during COVID, and what we noticed during COVID was that more and more edtech tools tended to build self-serve or self-paced or student-paced solutions where students work on their own, which was a great tool during COVID. But what we've seen over the few years is more and more use of these tools in the classroom. And we really understand it because it solves some of the harder problems such as differentiation. And we really understand that because it makes it so easy to give all students kind of a tailored learning journey. But what we miss out on is this classroom interactions, full inclusion where students work together. So we were thinking, can we make something that made it engaging for all learners, but still brought the whole class together, so classroom paced. So all of the activities in Curipod is focused around full inclusion and making it so the class comes together and be curious together. The other thing we, of course, have been working with is AI. And we have some strong thoughts around how we use AI in Curipod. We have what we call customizable lessons, which are lessons you can customize with AI. So you can use AI to make them focus on your students' interests or make them towards the topic you want to work with, but they're built by curriculum designers, human curriculum designers with a strong pedagogical framework. So we see AI as a teacher support, but we will not build a chatbot. In a chatbot, you open up for the students to interact with AI without kind of your control. We want to make sure every time you use AI in Curipod, you as a teacher have full control with the moderation view, and yeah, it's there to support you. So then the last thing is, why are we focusing on the STAAR Test Prep? Well, what we noticed was that Curipod worked incredibly well to make immersive reading and writing experiences. So it made it fun to read and write. And the STAAR test is graded a lot by AI. so we could actually also have the students practice getting graded by an AI. So we started building out our STAAR Prep material. The last teacher I spoke with who used it used our STAAR Prep material every week before the test, and she's done an average of 12 points increase on their STAAR RLA score across 3 different classes and was named Teacher of the Year. And we have so many stories of that all around Texas. With our STAAR Prep, we focus on engaging test prep. We know that SCR and ECR takes a lot of practice, and it's hard work and becomes very repetitive very soon, so it can become boring to practice. So we try to create customizable lessons where we create immersive experiences so they can practice over and over again without losing interest. With our AI feedback, we also shorten the feedback loop. It takes so long to give students feedback. We can do this in seconds. So giving you the opportunity to practice every day, multiple times every day if you want to. And the feedback is high quality. We're using the STAR rubric, a little bit modified to make the responses a bit more polite toward the students. And it also helps them prepare for AI grading. So I'm super happy you all want to try out our STAR Prep. And then over the next videos, I will go through how you can build your own STAR Prep, how it works, how you can use it to practice, and how you can use other tools in Curipod. I will also cover how you can use Curipod to support bilingual learners, how you can moderate your lessons, and all of this. So I really hope you enjoy the course. I hope you have a great day.